Miami State School on the Gold Coast now banning Prime energy drink.
I think it's absolutely fair enough. I actually didn't realise there were energy drinks. I'm really relieved as a parent.
Prime was running the world in 2022 and 2023. The drink was everywhere, pulling in more than $1.2 billion in sales and locking down massive sponsorships with the UFC, WWE, and even FC Barcelona. But now, the hype has crashed so hard that bottles are sitting on clearance racks for pocket change, sometimes going for under $1. This drop is wild. So what really went down? How did the biggest creator-led brand in history crumble this fast? Did Logan and KSI's own ambition blow up their empire, or was Prime always a ticking time bomb built on hype instead of staying power? To understand the chaos, we gotta rewind the clock. Prime hit the scene in January 2022 when two ex-rivals, Logan Paul and KSI, suddenly teamed up to create a hydration drink, shocking both of their fan bases.
Came together to create a Lunchables competitor featuring the fastest growing hydration beverage ever and the fastest growing candy ever. And so we did that. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce you to Lunchly.
And the launch? It exploded. Logan's announcement video pulled in over 8 million views and almost 500,000 likes, turning the drink into an instant status symbol. Demand was so wild in the US that resellers were flipping single bottles online for $100, and in some cases, people were trying to list them for $1,000, like it was luxury perfume. Then when Prime finally dropped in the UK, things got even crazier. Stores were mobbed, shelves were wiped clean, and every restock disappeared in minutes. By the end of that first year, Prime had already raked in over $250 million in sales. And just 1 year later, the number shot up to $1.2 billion, crowning Prime as one of the fastest-growing drink brands the world had ever seen. But right when it looked untouchable, the problems started creeping in. Cracks in the foundation that would soon threaten to bring the whole empire down. In July 2023, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer publicly called out the FDA, urging them to investigate Prime for what he called its absurd caffeine content and the way it was being marketed to kids online. That's when things got serious. Schumer wrote a whole letter to the FDA saying, "I write today amid publicized concern by both parents and pediatricians as it relates to a relatively new beverage brand called Prime." He pointed out that the drink came in both hydration and energy versions, was everywhere, and was launched as a full-on influencer-backed product that had the undivided attention of children under the age of 18. Hearing a government official talk like that instantly turned Prime from a hype drink into a national controversy. Senator Schumer didn't hold back. He said that the same kids glued to Logan and KSI online were also the exact crowd getting pulled toward Prime. He wrote that plenty of physicians had real concerns about the drink, and he was officially urging the FDA to dig into Prime's claims, marketing, and caffeine levels. This wasn't some casual comment. This was a government heavyweight calling for an investigation. Schumer even lined up the numbers to show the difference. He pointed out that a 12-ounce Coca-Cola has 34 milligrams of caffeine, and an 8.4-ounce Red Bull has 80 milligrams. But a 12-ounce Prime Energy? That thing hits with 200 milligrams of caffeine. That comparison had people blinking like, hold on, what? Then he pushed the FDA to look at 4 main issues. The health claims Prime was making, how Prime Energy was being marketed through influencers and social media, whether the labeling and warnings were strong enough, and whether that caffeine level was even safe for young consumers at all. The conversation got real serious, real fast. Not long after, health experts started calling out Prime Energy for hyping up nutritional benefits that weren't actually accurate. And then Gordon Ramsay stepped in and roasted the drink so hard it went viral. After tasting it, he said it was like drinking perfume.
What is that flavour you got there?
Tropical punch, it says.
Oh, Jesus.
Loosely. You've just come from the Maldives. How tropical
it's like
that?
Swallowing perfume. What is that?
Then followed up with Tropical Punch. It says, "Oh Jesus, loosely, you've just come from the Maldives and swallowed perfume. What is that?" His reaction alone had people cracking up and second-guessing the hype, with the health concerns stacking up and big-name voices dragging the flavor. Prime started getting banned in schools around the world. What used to be the cool drink suddenly turned into the drink everyone was being told to avoid. Folks online couldn't believe it. They were saying stuff like it blew their mind how guys who already run legit businesses and make serious money still end up in situations that look like they're trying to cash out on their own audience. One post even said it was shocking that KSI, who defended a crypto scammer, is a friend of a crypto scammer and also owns a shady company with that same crypto scammer, is acting like a crypto scammer himself. With Logan already dealing with his own crypto mess, this hit KSI hard, and it made the entire Prime brand look like it was surrounded by controversy on every side. Trying to rescue Prime's reputation, Logan Paul and KSI teamed up with MrBeast to launch Lunchly, a pre-packaged kids' lunch kit meant to go head-to-head with Lunchables. Each kit came with one main meal, pizza fiesta, nachos, or a turkey stack, plus a Prime hydration drink and a Feastables chocolate bar. It was supposed to be a power move, but the internet did not vibe with it. The backlash hit instantly. Veteran YouTuber Dan TDM called them out hard, writing, "What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better." His post blew up, and suddenly everyone was arguing about whether the product was even remotely healthy for kids. Then Dr. Mike, a licensed physician and huge health YouTuber, dropped a full breakdown. He explained that the turkey stack kit only had 230 calories, which isn't enough to keep a kid energized for even part of the school day. He warned that for a child to hit a safe and healthy calorie range, they'd need to eat almost 3 Lunchly kits, and doing that would load them up with a sodium level way beyond what the USDA recommends for kids. That warning alone had parents furious.
Prime and these other drinks, but Prime especially with their marketing we'll talk about, was being marketed as just a low-calorie, tasty coconut water. That's what it is. That's essentially what this is. And if it was marketed as such, I don't think there would be a lot of pushback and criticism. The challenge is that it's marketed with professional elite athletes consuming it as this optimal hydration electrolyte beverage that is good for you when you're exercising, good for your health, good for your hydration. And so they're advertising it like it has these benefits with hydration that simply don't hold up when you look at the science based on the actual electrolyte composition.
But the situation took an even nastier turn when Rosanna Pansino uploaded her own unboxing video. She opened a Lunchly kit on camera for a taste test and found the food covered in mold. Seeing that mold on something marketed directly to children sent the internet into a total meltdown.
These are molded. Okay, so these ones are supposed to be good until December, and we just got them from the store. It says used by December 8th, 2024, and today's date is October 16th. So these are supposed to be good for like another 2 months. This is molded. That's mold. This is not safe. Especially like kids that are so young, they may not know what mold looks like, so they might just eat it.
Instead of saving the brand, this whole rollout just made things even messier, and it dragged Prime deeper into controversy than ever. By 2024, things got even darker for Prime. A whole class action lawsuit was filed against Logan Paul, KSI, and the entire Prime brand, claiming that the grape-flavored drinks had more than 3 times the recommended lifetime limit of dangerous forever chemicals. That accusation hit like a bomb, especially with parents already worried about safety. With concerns that serious, Prime's numbers started tanking fast. In the UK, revenue dropped 70% year over year, crashing from £112 million in 2023 down to just £33 million in 2024. In the US, sales sank another 40% in the first half of 2024, and the UK profits fell an unbelievable 92%, leaving the company with only £312,000 left to show. That's the kind of downfall nobody saw coming. By the time 2025 rolled around, Prime wasn't the must-have drink anymore. It was sitting on clearance racks, going for under $1, looking like a leftover trend from an era that moved on. The hype was gone, the shine faded, and what used to be a billion-dollar monster turned into a cautionary tale. In the end, Prime didn't just collapse, it imploded because Logan and KSI kept choosing short-term hype over accountability, from unhealthy products being pushed at kids, to both founders being tied to messy crypto scandals, to ignoring real concerns from the people who trusted them. It all caught up. They let their own choices wreck a brand that could have lasted for decades. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who followed the Prime hype, and I'll see you in the next one.